What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update, rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates for you guys to look forward to. So if you haven't already, do subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, my TikTok link as well in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Let's be mega ambitious here. Let's go for 400 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This transfer window has just got very, very interesting. We'll speak more about Josko Gvardiol, of course, in a couple of minutes. Now, we're going to start off with the out. We're going to speak about Issa Kabore, and he has given the green light for a loan move to Luton Town, on the condition that he signs a new deal at Manchester City. That is according to Mike McGrath. He says that a deal in principle now has been agreed, and it is expected that Issa Kabore will become a Luton Town player on loan for the season. And speaking of young players and leaving Manchester City, this time not on loan, but a permanent transfer, takes us on to James Trafford. Yesterday, he completed his Burnley medical ahead of a £19 million move. It was being reported at around 5 to 6 p.m. BST that the transfer was imminent of being announced by Burnley. And then 6 p.m. comes in, back to the future style. Go and check it out. I've quote retweeted it on my Twitter page if you want to go and check me out. Link to my Twitter is in the description if you want to go and follow me. That would be much appreciated. But they did back to the future style. Absolutely love that announcement video of James Trafford signing for Burnley. Mike Minay has confirmed 20% sell-on fee included by Manchester City. A buyback clause included as well. It's a fee worth £19 million, £15 million in an upfront fee and £4 million in add-ons. Transfer is done and dusted. So I wanted to wish Traff the very best of luck on his move to Burnley. Hope he goes and smashes it there. Wishing him all the very best, apart from when he plays Manchester City, of course, including on the opening day of the Premier League. That's right, his Premier League debut is going to be against yours truly, Manchester City. Sometimes scripts just write themselves. Anyway, moving on. Cole Palmer, the latest on him, and Andy Naylor over at the Athletic, reliable with Brighton information, says Brighton not really interested in taking Cole Palmer on loan from Manchester City. They want to sign him permanently. If we do sell Cole Palmer, we do need to make sure we get a really good fee. He's an upcoming prospect, a cracking player. We've just got £19 million for a goalkeeper. We've got a wide attacking player going to a pretty established Premier League club now, doing very well, Brighton and Hove Albion. I've been looking for a really good fee, good sell-on fee included, and a good buyback clause for Manchester City as well if we do pursue that. Are we going to do that? That remains to be seen. With Riyad Mahrez expected to leave Manchester City, Cole Palmer could still stay at Manchester City. We'll have to wait and see. Now, speaking of Riyad Mahrez, we do have an update on him. And Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Riyad Mahrez has completed his medical with Saudi Arabian side Ahli. Of course, personal terms, no problem. He's going to be getting a big pay rise and lots of good bonuses included on that. Fees already been agreed with Manchester City in a deal worth just over £30 million. And Riyad Mahrez is going to be travelling on his way to Saudi Arabia, described as Fabrizio Romano as very soon. Now, moving on to the end, we've got some new names to speak about. The first comes in the form of Bradley Barcola. I'm not too sure how you say his name, but he's a new name, plays for Lyon, an under-21 player. Manchester City apparently very impressed. They're keeping an eye. That's according to Graeme Bailey, and a player that Manchester City are currently having a look at. Lyon aren't the he's not the only player at Lyon that Man City are also keeping an eye on. Another player is Rayan Cherki from Lyon. He's also of interest according to Graeme Bailey. He also says that Manchester City are also keeping an eye on Celta Vigo's Gabri Veiga, as well as Man City potentially looking at wide attacking wingers, attacking midfielders, players that can play behind the striker, on the left, on the right, players that can be versatile basically. And these players all of interest to Manchester City and could replace Riyad Mahrez. We'll have to wait and see. Now, moving on to the penultimate transfer of this video, takes us on to an update on Abdoulaye Ndiaye when Manchester City were getting linked a couple of videos back, and was having a look at him to see if he could be a signing for Manchester City or not, and as to whether Manchester City may want to utilise him either in the academy or in the first team. Well, we've had some more clarification put on this by Mercato, and says he's set to sign for the City Football Group rather than for Manchester City themselves. Apparently Manchester City are very impressed and keeping an eye on his developments, but they're happy for him to go to Troyes over in France, part of the City Football Group. Apparently a deal's been agreed, €3 million, and he's a centre-back who Man City obviously are wanting to keep an eye on to see how he does. So there's going to be a signing there for Troyes, part of the City Football Group, and I think something to keep an eye on maybe for the ever-developing next 12, 24 months or so. We'll have to wait and see. So, let's speak about Josko Gvardiol, because we've had so much happen over the last 72 hours. It's been ridiculous. It's been absolutely mental. It's been crazy out there. So, we first had, we're going to have to go chronologically, Fabrizio Romano broke the news on Wednesday. Manchester City agreed a deal with RB Leipzig, given the here we go. Fabrizio Romano doesn't give here we goes lightly. Sometimes he teases a here we go and says here we go very soon or coming up or very close. No, he's given the here we go. He's been given the thumbs up. Someone has given information reliable to Fabrizio Romano, because he is one of the most reliable journalists out there. He is forever speaking with clubs, forever speaking with agents. Somebody has told him that the deal has been agreed and a medical has been complete for Gvardiol to become a Manchester City player. We all get excited. We all say, finally, we're going to get this transfer over the line. Man City have been a bit coy about it, because it happens naturally when rumours are going around. And after all, until the players holding up that shirt with the official photographer taking that picture and the players announced on the official website, a deal is not done until that moment, until that player is registered and everything is done and dusted. Manchester City will be coy until it gets to that situation. Even if Man City had an agreement in place, City could go out there and put in a statement out and say that we've agreed a deal, that it's in place. It does happen every now and then. It happened with Erling Haaland. That normally happens when a deal struck outside of the transfer window. The transfer window is open, so that statement doesn't need to come out. That statement won't come out. What it will be is the official sources will go through all the bits of business. They'll be fed information from the clubs, from the entourage, etc., etc. And that's how you end up getting all of the rumours. That's how people stay up to date. That's how JSGC manages to stay up to date. That's how I get all of my sources and all of my information. It's all put out there for you to see. And my job, as I always say, is to make sure that I'm joining up all of the dots here to see what's happening, because you can notice trends with transfers with certain clubs, and following it with Manchester City, I notice a lot of things happen, and I know how Man City do their business. That's how I was able to differentiate that Declan Rice business as being absolute codswallop. It was just not true, because Man City have never done a deal like that before. Whereas this Gvardiol transfer, I've seen it time and time again, in particular when we get over to sagas here on the JSGC channel. I've seen situations like this with Jorginho. I've seen situations like this with Harry Kane, with Kalidou Koulibaly, just to name some of the players that we've had. Marc Cucurella we had as well. This is exactly the same, and all these players that I've just named to you guys. None of these transfers got done and dusted. Manchester City aren't held to ransom. Manchester City don't play games in the transfer market. Manchester City either are happy to pay the fee or they are not. €100 million is what's on offer here to sign Josko Gvardiol, and Manchester City are very reluctant to pay that. So when we get news that Man City have finally agreed a fee, I presume that either Man City have buckled or RB Leipzig have buckled, and both clubs, there's tension there. It's been reported there is tension there. Fabrizio Romano is backtracked. He says verbal agreement reached, medicals haven't taken place yet. There's tension between City and Leipzig. Clear friction after Fabrizio Romano's tweet with here we go. Something's been leaked, something's been given to Fabrizio Romano for him to give that here we go, when in actual fact the here we go isn't there. And now loads of sources in Germany are saying actually this isn't the case. Manuel Vest said it was the case, and he's pretty reliable with information at RB Leipzig, but lots of other sources in Germany are saying that is not the case, even confirmed by Leipzig themselves. They have said their manager, Gvardiol, he's still a player for them. He will remain their player. He says he doesn't know anything about a first stage of a medical or a second stage of a medical taking place. He says trust him, he's the manager, he knows what's happening with his players, and Gvardiol remains a Leipzig player. Now, Leipzig, to further complicate things, he has travelled, Gvardiol, with Leipzig to Italy for their pre-season. So that means Manchester City got to get a deal sorted. It's no longer a case of Germany to England to Japan. It's now Italy to Germany to England to Japan. Manchester City they're not going to get this sorted in time for pre-season, obviously, with pre-season already starting. So now it's a case of Manchester City trying to tie up the loose ends to try and get this deal sorted, if they can get this deal sorted. With friction going on, very interesting. Leipzig's sporting director, Max Eberl, he has said just this morning, no agreement has been found. It's not even close to being found. I want to know where Fabrizio Romano has got his information on this. He's been very coy about it. Now, Leipzig's word is they're very relaxed about the situation. They don't need the money. They would rather Josko Gvardiol stays at Leipzig. Very interesting. Is this deal on the verge of collapsing? Are Man City going to walk away? Do we need Gvardiol to hand in a transfer request? Lots of games being played. We'd love to know your thoughts of this in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're new around here. Daily Manchester City transfer updates. I'll keep you up to date every single step of the way with all the very latest on Man City transfers, including all that of Josko Gvardiol. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will get over the line. I still think it will, but there are some doubts there. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up. 400 likes is the aim. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all again later on today for the live transfer show live stream. Link to that out very soon. I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.